Up to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Standing by for the call from venerable Lambeau Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Snow and Lambeau, Coach. Something about that combo that just works, like peanut butter and jelly. And we've got half a foot of the white stuff and still coming down here in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time.
Patrick Mahomes now in his third season in the league, leading the Chiefs onto the field. And, boy, with the Chiefs traded starting quarterback Alex Smith before 2018, a lot of people were wondering how good Patrick Mahomes could be, and he showed the intent. Williams. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we
sent? Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. Tramon Williams there to break that one up.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Aaron Rodgers and the Pack in an unfamiliar position this year. They have not made the playoffs for 2 years running. 6-9-1 a year ago, and now with a new head coach in Matt LaFleur, no guarantees certainly that they'll play meaningful football in January this year. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
It's tough to be an offensive lineman in Green Bay because their quarterback
still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Rodgers, eluding the pressure right. He wants it all for the... And he's got the connection to the tight end Graham. Touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham, 47 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them. Chris Jones, their defensive tackle, has gotten healthy, and that's really shored up the run defense and getting a few other guys along the front. They have played well, and now they're blitzing, getting after people. And when you put that...
Dashing through the snow! And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 68 yards. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. CD, let's talk about where the Green Bay Packers are right now as they come back out here for this next drive. You know, they're in a much better spot than they were before Week 4.
Bears.
And you'll be there for that game. But not only did they struggle to put Washington away, the week prior it was the Giants who gave them fits. So they're going to have to play better against Chicago. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A big run there by Jones. 51 yards. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit a little bit of speed and heft and able to really make a big time.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers have retaken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game, for here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
The Green Bay offense now about ready. Spots will be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the result, a Green Bay score. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. To throw, it's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA.
Guess what? They go to New England next week. That game could have big ramifications. And the Steelers, how are they 8-5?
Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's complete to Williams. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance. Not all of it. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And they'll have a short field to go as this drive starts on the fringe of the red zone at the 20. Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. Really solid effort for him right now.
And you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Off the edge, the sack by Reggie Ragland.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
In exchange of running plays, keep the clock moving, keep the...
Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes, but 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. And now here comes Kansas City. And following the interception, just in good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5. And a first down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now on first down. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Rodgers going to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
The incomplete pass. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. He was looking for Watkins that time.
Good stuff. Keep doing that.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Green Bay victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL.